We're waiting on Glatzel after that tackle. He's couldn't train yesterday. I'm sure he'll train today because it's the Ballon d'Or, it's their competition, and he's got a chance to win it. So I'm sure he'll be fit and ready. But we'll have a squad of 20, so that means Ron Delaney and he'll be back in. So he's much closer to it. Everybody else is fitting well, so very good.
Could be a shame for Pal if he did miss out because he's actually had a little run of starts.
You either start or you finish. This is my whole point. And everybody gets fixated on who starts, don't they? They always do. As a player, I probably was the same, but it's a very different game now, and he has done very well. So, but he judges himself on goals, so he'll probably think that he hasn't. But as for the team, he did a great job. Worked very hard, understood the role, very intelligent player. So, I hope he's fit, and we'll see. But I will have to judge him on the fact that we've got games Friday and Monday. So if he ain't fit for Friday, that's why I'm taking him with us. He might be all right for Monday. We're not going to get a lot of chance to turn around from Friday to Monday. So that's why I'm doubling it all up and let's get going. You can hear it in the background.
Have you had a chance to kind of look at the Bradford game a bit more rationally after the emotions died down? Do you almost kind of let that one go a bit? Sometimes games just do go a bit out of control.
The biggest myth in football is we have control of the game. I heard Mikel Arteta say it last night. We will try and get control of the game. I'm sorry, I don't ever see that because they have the ball, you have the ball, and you do as much as you can when you have it to stop them if you haven't got it and hurt them when you have got it. That ain't never the same, but you don't control the game. I'm sorry, you don't. You might think you are if you're a good team, but you're not. You're not. And you can't control what they do and who they change and what happens to it sometimes. But what you can do is look at what you've just done and try and put it right. And we got a lot of work to do on throw-ins. And really, it's just genuinely, how do you defend? And to be honest, you put yourself in a favourable position to attack the ball. We didn't attack the ball. We're trying to stop their player. Happened 3 times. Their player was the only one who was moving, same bloke. And how he must feel, he scored a hat-trick and didn't win the game. So, boy oh boy. But I didn't focus on that. And I think it's really important. I focused on the fact I expect us to win 6-3. That's what I said at half-time. So the expectation of my players, they didn't see me annoyed at them about. But when I look back, that's awful. So we got to do better than that. And, you know, is it a mindset or is it just our defenders? Or are they getting what we're telling them slightly wrong? Mark your man. And how do you mark your man? You put yourself in a favourable position to get to the ball first. So when the ball's moving, don't worry about him going. I see it last night. The penalty. Was that really a penalty? And they give it no. And, you know, even in the Premier League, you know, that would have been 2 penalties in the second. There wouldn't have been penalties, would they, in the second division? That's, carry on with it. You can pull the shirt like that because that's what they reckon how you should allow the game to go. But if it's fouls in that division, it should be fouls in the same division here. And then we won't get all this nonsense that's going on. How many games have we seen that other people have then going through things, going through tackles, feigning things, it's just terrible. And I'm disgusted in my lot. You celebrate with your fans and yourself. You don't involve any of them. How dare you get caught in that? You know? And even me on the bench, I retaliated to some hostility. I'm not going to do it anymore. So what you got to do is don't do as I do as I say. But go and celebrate with the people you should be celebrating with. Don't rub it in because it'll come back on you one day. Don't like that. It's wrong. I didn't like that at all. Not at all. That's not us. It's on our badge. It says humble. That ain't humble, is it? Do you know what I mean? You're allowed to celebrate when you have so many great comebacks and what have you, but do it with the people that matter to you. Don't rub it in someone else's face. That's wrong. Totally wrong.
Speaking of controlling emotions, it's obviously going to be a pretty hostile atmosphere up there, I guess. So how kind of prepared for you for that, and try and make sure you handle it for the benefit of the team and the players, I guess.
Hostile is not a word that I'm used to. And hostile, what does that actually mean? The facts are I left the club. Some of them didn't want me to leave. And they don't like me because I did. So is that a negative or is it positive? It's how you look at things. And I look at that club very differently to them. That club looks at me. You know, I enjoyed my time there. I enjoyed what I did. And particularly in that first season, you know, and unfortunately it was all curtailed. But life is what it is. And there's 3 points on the table. They need them badly. I want them. So that's all that matters, really, and that's all I'm going to be concentrating on. Good luck to them in every other game, but not against us.
But you're pretty relaxed going into whatever atmosphere it proves to be.
I'm sure that they want to win and they want to get into the playoffs and they want to get promoted. And that's all that matters. Everything else is what everybody else makes it, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm glad they're where they are. I'm glad they got a good manager. I'm glad they got a good team. I'm glad they got good players. I hope my lot are better than theirs on Saturday, and that's all that matters, really. And if they have any angst and any axe to grind with me, then that's part of football. It really is part of it, and I'm used to it now. And in all of these games that I've managed, at the end of the day, there's always another day that you wake up to after that last one to see where you're going next. And I think Tom Hanks' film, Castaway, sums it up. Can't wait to see what the tide brings. So there's always life after whatever happens. So really looking forward to it, I have to say. It's a wonderful ground. It's full of history. And there's a general presence when you walk in those dressing rooms. You can feel the people who pounded that before you. So, and unfortunately, I won't be on their Hall of Fame list, which I wanted to do. And I'm very jealous of the people that have a great affinity with that club. So Alan Buckley being one who I used to see on a regular basis. So Laurie McMenemy, Bill Shankly, wow. Things to be proud of, innit? But I've got my own place to be proud of now.
And what sort of game do you expect? What kind of challenge do you think?
Yeah, they're in good form. They got some tough games left, and that's all that matters right now. They're in the playoffs. I'm sure they wish they were a few more points safer in there, but you know, with 12 points to play for, they've also got to play Notts County. And that's probably one of the best teams we played. They absolutely gave us a lesson, to be fair. So, us at home, Notts County away, I think it is. So, they're ready for it. Got some very, very talented players, very, very well organised, nice way of playing. Like the manager, done a really good job. So, it's all set. Strange day. Normal kickoff time. It's a Friday. You know, 3 o'clock, which is weird, but... And then there's a game on Monday. So that's different, isn't it? What you do on Sunday with them, even the ones who played. So it's all a bit weird, but that's Easter for you. Everybody else is quaffing down chocolate eggs. And we're trying to be serious and get 6 points out of 6 if we can.
And that's what I'm voting. I mean, is there any sort of move on him signing a longer-term contract at this point?
There's no move on it. They are allowed to take time to think about things, and as I said, the whole system is he's already ours, and I was just anticipating that I want to make him on the higher level because I see him in my first team group. So I had a chance to sit down and explain that to him, because if someone else wanted him, there's a process in place that they will be looked at and do all of that. So it's about how we are with him and his family, and about his progress. So I'm very optimistic that he'll want to stay with us, genuinely for football reasons, really, about learning. I think he understands how I feel about him and the club feels about him and what the club's already done for him, and I wanted to make sure Mum and Dad felt that way. And it's always good to get personal and say that yourself, eye to eye, face to face. So there we go. Unfortunately, like me, you'll have to wait. And this is part of it, a waiting game. You know? That's life.
Just to sort of clarify, because you've got him already, if he's still on the kind of youth contract that he would be on, does that mean you can...
We can take up his next year anyway, which we've done with some of the other ones who aren't at his level yet. Right? So they'll get a certain amount of money. He'll be slightly more than that and called a professional. So but I want to try and offer him, get a system in that when you get that's a natural thing that you get, and you see, oh, there's a pathway. If I play that many games, it goes up, it goes up, it goes up. So after few increments, you've gone from being dead basic to, oh, wait a minute, you know, like a real pro. But you know, it's all about having to earn it for me, and it will be for Swindon. This is how you do it. So I want to make it set in stone, that this is what our young ones get if they do this, do that, do this, do that. And it's slightly adjustable because he's already playing games, you know. So it makes it simpler, you know. I haven't had it at every club I've been at, but when you introduce it doesn't have, say, some issues. Oh, there you go. There's the first team, first year pro contract, bang. Oh, there's one that if you already played in the first team, yeah, oh, go on. So there's increments that make you feel fair. And also don't make you too big-headed or lose the fact, oh, hang on, you know, and forget what it's all about, which is going to work and working hard. Because every day you should be improving. Every day. You want to be around my club, every day you should be improving. If you've made a mistake, we'll look at it, we'll do it, and then, so mistakes are allowed because you learn from them, but you have to learn from them, otherwise you won't be here. So that is what we're trying to, you know, and have we had that before with the amount of managers changes? No, we haven't. So let's try and get a base where this is acceptable, that isn't, and I'm trying to find that way, aren't I? You know? It's not easy when you get caught up with passion and you get all whoa, you know, and you've been out of it for a while. So my wife's constantly on at me, just behave yourself. And I was trying to explain that, oh, no, I'm only reacting, well, you shouldn't do, look what it looks like. So she's probably right and I'm wrong. Again. Mrs. H is right again. But there we go. So everybody sits at home and mivers and talks about things, but you can't do that. I'm not in control of the world, am I? What I have to do is be ready to be like a tree in the wind. What does a tree do in the wind? Hopefully the roots are solid and they're in and away you go. So, yeah, exactly.
Just for the radio.
It doesn't work on radio. Holloway was moving from side to side rhythmically as if a wind was blowing through. There we go. Just that's very good because I hear it in my daughter's house when they have the sign support stuff on. Man walks into a room, strange look on his face of shock. There we go. That was you after my answer. Man from radio looks very shocked at Ian's description.
It's the accent.
Yes, I went BBC on you. Hello, welcome to the BBC. Oh, isn't it wonderful? Everybody talked like that at one time, didn't they? No, they did. Oh, I say, what a wonderful goal. Marvellous. Charlie Charles and the Charles brothers. Anyway, let's go. Come on, ask me a question. We'll be here all day.
Apologies. You mentioned also before that you wanted to get John McGregor signed up to a different contract. Has there been any movement with that?
Yeah, that's the conversation I had with Joel. We've had a conversation with his agent, and I had a conversation with Joel because Joel's my player, my person that I'm trying to mould. So his agent is someone who will benefit from him in his lifetime. I'm not, am I? I am trying to help him in his lifetime make some big decisions about where he's going to learn and where he's better off and what's fair and what's proper and why I'm offering him this. not what his agent thinks it should be. I'm offering it because I think it's fair, right? And the facts are, if he wants what his agent thinks is fair, he better sign for someone else. Because that he won't be getting that here. Do you get what I mean? And these are the things that I will put in place, and I'm going to have a fight all summer. Let's get ready to dance. You know, because people think it's easy. It's not. My biggest season is next season, not this one. Right? And it's all about this summer and what we're going to be trying to do, and we're going to lay the foundations down from where we get. I can do all the things that I promised the chairman I can do this summer, ready for next summer. Right? The club ain't ready for it yet. I am, because I can make up for it with the people that I've got doing what I've already asked them to do for me. But the club ain't ready. Well, I got to get the club ready with the scouting network and everything building. That's ready to implement for next year. But luckily, I've got all sorts of contacts who I can talk to, who I've been talking to as well, because we're not there yet. Swindon is not where I want it to be yet, because we've only just agreed it all. So I couldn't have put that in place when I first came in, could I? I had to do the best I could with this group and try and prove the fact that come on, and then see what we're going to do with the recruitment after that. And unfortunately, we're on a 2-year cycle where half the squad is going and half the squad is signed. And did I do that? Or did I inherit it? Because would I have signed half the ones that are already signed, and would I have wanted to keep some of the ones that are out of contract? So this is a mess. And it's dropped on my lap. Boom. I'm delighted it has, but hang on a minute, let's just get this straight. This group is going to disperse, isn't it? And I'm not in control of that. And I might not be in control of who I want to keep because of how much they're already on and what they might have been already earning, and that might not work. So I might not be able to keep the people who've done well for us. And some of the people who are signed on for next year haven't been here and they haven't been playing, and they might not be as good as we are at the minute anyway, because they're not old enough for that, but they're already signed on. So, whoa, hang on a minute. Got no goalie at the minute apart from Redmond. He ain't played, and he hasn't looked like playing yet. So, don't panic, Captain Mannering. So I got a lot to do this summer, am I, young man? Starting with Joel and and I'm already down the line of that. They know exactly what it is, or I can leave him because he's still contracted for next year. So I'm only trying to be fair. Does that make sense? If he doesn't re-sign, I'll know. I haven't got him on board, I haven't got his agent on board. Is that what I want? And you know what that normally means, don't you? People will be crying now, but it's not there yet. I don't know. They haven't come back to me. Do you know what I mean? But Joel knows exactly what I think, where I see, what I want. And would I want that down my right-hand side next year? I think so. Am I confident in getting it? Yeah. Have we done it yet? No. And unfortunately, we can all surmise as much as we like. We don't know yet, do we? It's a bit like the markets and Trump, isn't it? Fascinating. Go on, Trumpy. Mad Trumpers. What's going on next? You don't hold the cards. I'm not sure I hold the cards either, but we're going to see.
You mentioned the long throws already. I believe you've got quite an effective long throw.
Yeah.
So is that something you've been focusing on?
Yeah, but we know they have. They didn't have one. That's the first time they've ever used that. Ask them. First time they've ever used that. And they scored, well, could have scored 4. Scored. I just, what about the other one then? What about Harry's header and it hit the back of Tom Nichols? Do you see that happen very often? Not really, do you? Not really. Why Tom was trying to win that and he was miles over his head, why it bounced over him in the box, and why Will wasn't. Mate, I have no idea by this, but I'm anticipating the way we've trained this week a lot better defensive scenario than that, really. As long as we keep coming back and as long as we don't take it too seriously, as long as we forgive our mistakes and keep trying to win with the skill that we got at the minute. I think we've scored more goals in 2025 than any other team. And God we have, because we probably let more in than most as well. And as long as we win by one more than them, it's an entertaining game. And what am I trying to prove? That Swindon can entertain their fans. When I first walked in, were they entertained? I've been watching this for 15 years. That's what he said. I said, go then, mate, if you're not happy. Just go. Why are you even sat here? Go and play bowls or something. Go and do something else. Hopefully he won't. He'll stay and he'll watch us. Because it's more entertaining.
You've been slowly moving Tom Nichols back through the team, it feels like, into midfield. So have you been pleased by kind of his versatility and what he's offered for you?
I can quite categorically, I'm delighted with him. He's got one goal, and I knew he might not get loads. But what he's done is affected us attacking-wise and defensively. He's an excellent footballer. He makes things happen with his brain. He's nasty. He gets stuck in. He looks after himself. He says the right thing. Fantastic professional. So, yes, I'm delighted for him. And you can tell all the Bristol Rovers fans who never liked him when he played for Bristol Rovers because he didn't score a goal. You were a better team when he was in your team, mate.
Is that the kind of character you like to keep around next season?
You're not getting me to say anything about anything like that. It will all take care of itself at the end of the day. And I would like every one of my team to have a choice and choose us. Right? I've had that before where I've said to agent and player, I want you to have more choices, but hopefully you'll choose us. Ask Biggie. He had a more lucrative deal on the table from someone else, but he still came and played for me. Because he likes what I say. And he believes in what I say. So, and I'm unique. Nobody like me, mate. And you either like that or you won't, and I don't really care. Because what I'm trying to do is make them believe that they need me in their life, some part, to make them be better. And believe they can be better. And what a challenge, isn't it? It's wonderful. So, I don't know where it's going yet, I really don't. But I'm totally excited about the challenge of having all of this so-called pressure. It's not pressure to me, it's a wonderful opportunity to build and keep building and keep moving and take some knocks along the way and just keep going. That's what life's about.
You've had lots of conversations over the last few weeks about building the project as a whole. Do you have clarity now on how much you can spend on your team, on your squad for next year after these meetings?
Yeah. Very disappointing, but it doesn't matter. It's about getting value for money. And if you look at what we were spending before I came in and look at the production that they've given out, I would say they're almost giving out where the budget is now. I think our budget's 12, something like that. And I think we're 13th from the start that we had. So I did say all along I felt they were much better than they were playing. So did they have long enough to become a group? Did they? Isn't that part of our process? Do we keep turning them out, spitting them out, that we're going to, hopefully we can get some sort of stability and within that group as well and see if we can make a run at things, you know. It's about being consistent, but, you know, lower leagues is very, very tough to manage, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's about what you can get out of your horse. Is it the favourite horse in the race? Because they don't always win, do they, favourites? But as long as you keep galloping, even if you trip. And at the minute, we fell over a few times and we still managed to get up and finish before the other team. So, do I really want that to happen? No. But as long as we score one more goal than them, I don't really mind. Because it does make it entertaining. So, there's a long, long way to go. I'm delighted that I am sat here now and that we're already safe from where we were. We're 8 points off the playoffs. We're 20 points off the bottom. We were bottom, and now we're not, and that's thanks to everybody in there. So, money, yes, it does matter. It probably matters more in the next division up. If you look at what's happened in that division, somebody's completely smashed it out of sight, because of their fan base, because of their new owners, because of where they're going and what they're, wow. You know, look at Wrexham, look what they've managed to do very cleverly, very well, absolutely monumental what you can do if you stick together. He didn't win first off. Grimsby beat them, didn't they? So, yeah, it's amazing what you can do if you have the drive and the know-how and the patience and you need it all, really. You need a good pitch, so we're going to get that, which is good. So. No, I'd like the biggest budget in the league, but what I'm saying is I would have liked autonomy to do anything I wanted this summer, and I've got 13 players who have already been decided. Do you get what I mean?
What I'm saying is it's disappointing because of what you're still dealing with from inheriting, rather than the size.
What I'm disappointed in is what I've inherited and how far back we are from where I want to be on the scouting network. You know, a club our size should have a scouting network, not my scouting network, a scouting network that we can build on, right? Regional scouts all around the place, watching the under-21s. Where are most of these values going to come? They either go from the under-21s into the non-league, right? And then they come bouncing back up, right? We don't even watch the under-21s. So there's thousands of them kids who will be thrown out like our under-18s, right? The under-21s are the one because they're more mature, they're almost, do you know what I mean? Whoa, hang on a minute. So, wow, there's loads of things. Luckily, I know people who see those games. But as a club, we've got to be able to cover all of that. And, you know, so there's loads I got to do. But it's exciting. And that's all I can say. It's totally, nobody's wrong, nobody's right. It is what it is. And the fact is, when you change so many members of staff at the top, what are you left with? And hopefully we can settle down and actually not become a based, sound club that knows where it's going, with a drive, with a lovely identity, with fans that are happy to see us at home. Yeah? Do you get what I mean? And then all of a sudden I can't do anything without these fans coming back. I can't. And I need them all to come back and actually believe we might get towards the top of the table, not have that. It's a hope that we're driving towards that. It's not expected, it's not guaranteed, it ain't going to be like that, is it? What it is come on. And the bigger gates we get, the more we can actually spend. Legally. So the smaller the crowd, the smaller the budget. And if you weren't happy with it and you ain't worth watching, then, well, I'll tell you what, we'll just move backwards, stay where we are, we won't bother. I don't feel like that at all. So, it's all connected. So, why am I doing it? Because I love it. I feel I was born for it. And I tell you, this club is sensational, in my opinion. Loved every minute of it, all the people, everything about it. And I find out things by meeting Botan's mum and dad about Roger, how Roger is. And he makes me coffee every day. I don't think he gets paid one bean. But oh my God, you got Brenda. Oh my God, the whole place it's insanely brilliant. And it's a joy to be around, absolute joy to be around. And I want the players to understand that. And I think they're starting to. So, onwards and upwards, whatever happens. And there'll be sadness along the way, all sorts of things, ups and downs in life, but we'll keep marching forward.
More on the field, last question was really how you've seen the way that the defensive deal with Harry Smith, particularly after last weekend, but throughout the season really, he's finished games with the shirt ripped off his back, he's tumbling to the floor a lot of the time, doesn't seem to get a lot of protection from referees. What have you made of how teams deal with him and how have you worked with him to counteract the way that League Two defences are trying to stop him?
I ask him to calm down. I ask him to calm down. And I tell him that they're doing it because you're good. Wilfred Zaha couldn't believe people were kicking him all the time. He thought they didn't like him. I said, no, it's because you're so good. Harry, they're doing it because you're good and they're trying to stop you, so you just got to keep going, mate. try not to lose your temper, but how hard is it if you do it week in, week out, day in, day out, and then someone also on top of that says something, you know, when you're behind, and then, so it's very, very difficult for him. And the more you say it to the referees, you're wasting your time, because apparently in this level that's allowed. He's doing it back to him. I don't think so. Do you know what I mean? But I try and get him on the move, really. If you can move away from him, you get doing that and doing this. But people don't realise how good he actually is, because it's not just, you know, last weekend he controlled it and then volleyed it in with his left foot. You know, I think Newport, he hit one in with his right foot from 35 yards. You know, there's everything about him. He hasn't scored for a bit, but it's what he does for us, you know. And we do rely on him too much. We do it long balls too much at times, but, you know, why not use your strength if it's there and get him on the move and get the people around him, and that he makes the game easier for everyone else. And when I put him at the back the other week, our front three caused havoc. They were so unlucky not to be further ahead, or we weren't ahead, were we? We actually went one down, but that was so unlucky. Glatzel, Joe and Cabs, the movement between the three of them at that time, you know. And this is without Drinnan, who I was dreading being without, you know, because he was in the form of his life, I felt. So, you know, Harry's been fantastic for us, and what we got to do is make sure we utilise every part of him, you know, to help our team. And if we're not that brave at the back at times, then, and I got to put him back there, that's what I've practiced doing, because, you know, I'd hate to see us without him. I'm sure we could come up with something, but it'd be a lot harder than it is right now without. He's been a genius. He's been absolutely brilliant. And am I shocked? Yes, I am shocked how he's in our level. And that must be his fault. Nobody else's. And I'm asking him to own it and make sure that he can help us climb the leagues. But well done for spotting that. I don't know what to do about it apart from, excuse me, send a little letter in. And I'm sure he's not the only one who gets beat up and bullied, but you could see Wimbledon's face when they obviously practiced their back three to deal with him, and he went up front. They were totally shocked, weren't they? I'm going to take that with me, like, wow. You know, that's how important he is. But when we did put him up there in the end, because we was one down, they couldn't handle him, could they? They were tired. He wasn't. He had a jog around at the back. Caused havoc, but it's a strange old season, and it's a strange old life, and it's very, got to pinch myself to see how far we've actually come. And that's credit, you know, and credit to absolutely everybody. But life's about still enjoying whatever it is that's gone wrong and owning it and having that belief. And I think some of the ones I brought in have got that in abundance. I think Joe totally believes in himself. I think Conor Ripley totally believes in himself. And Tom Nichols actually knows he's a very, very good team footballer. So, there we go.